Alright, Kill 2 and T-Days here with the third match of the fourth day of qualifying for Alliance Tournament 7. We've got a match between Hellstrome Alliance and Rooks and Kings. I'll take you through the setup for Hellstrome. They've got 2 Abaddons, 2 Scorpions, 1 Guardian, 2 Enyo, 1 Ishkur, and 1 Wolf.
And for Rooks and Kings, we have a Dominic's Armageddon, 2 Harbinger, 1 Hurricane, a Guardian, and a Myrmidon.
And the ranges are a bit interesting in this fight. The Hellstrome Alliance team has warped most of their... Whoa, I gotta get the colors right. Hellstrome's warped most of their ships close to the fight. Only their Scorpions are back at range from the beacon, while the Rooks and Kings team has warped all of their ships at max range except for their Myrmidon. Their Myrmidon warped 0, or close to it, and so he's really close to fight. Everything else pretty far.
Yeah, we now have Rooks and Kings taking on the Hellstrome Ishkur first, and Enyo as well, and they are dropping rather quickly. We seem to have faction drones here, which is something we've not seen so far, and unfortunately the Ishkur is taking the brunt of those and has gone down. The Enyo is also going down.
Yeah, Hellstrome assault frigates dropping left and right. One Enyo, 1 Ishkur down. I think there was a tiny bit of movement or something, so there was a tiny, if you're wondering about the HP, Guardian and Scorpion missing a tiny bit of HP. I think that was a slight penalty. The second Enyo now for Hellstrome starting to take damage. Hellstrome trying to bring down the Guardian for the Rooks and Kings team, but he's having a pretty easy time keeping up. He's got a lot of repaired bots on him, just tons of them, like probably 20 or 30.
Yeah, the Enyo though is not keeping up and is gone. So we now have for Hellstrome the 2 Scorps, the 2 Abaddon, the Guardian and the Wolf. The Wolf now being primary for all that. And on the other team for Rooks and Kings we have Dominic's Armageddon, 2 Harbinger, Hurricane, Guardian, Myrmidon. One of the Harbingers now taking full shield damage, is slightly into armor.
It looks like Rooks and Kings are going to try and switch targets. I see their Harbinger taking some damage now. But having no problem keeping that up. I see some cap transfer going on between the Guardian for Rooks and Kings and the Dominics. So definitely that tank is real strong. We lost an Enyo, lost a Jaguar, so all the assault frigates are dead for Hellstrome Alliance. I like that call, taking down the assault frigates first. We've seen them be really pesky late in matches. So now they're out of the way. Only 2 Abaddons, 2 Scorpions, and a Guardian left for Hellstrome. Now we'll see what they try to shoot at next.
Yeah, Hellstrome's Guardian is in shield damage, but seems okay at the moment. The Abaddon for them taking armor damage. Hopefully they'll be enough to be able to keep that up with the Guardian. The damage on the Harbinger for Rooks and Kings seems to be continuing, and it will hopefully, it's rippling back small amounts. I'm imagining that the Scorpions are attempting their hardest to try and get that Guardian jammed so that the DPS can finish off that Harbinger. He seems to be repping back though.
Yeah, Harbinger hanging in there. Now got a bunch of rep cycles back. Maybe they moved the drones over, I don't know, but he just went from about 20% armor back to 60-70%, looking towards full HP. The first Abaddon, it looks like it's going to be the primary for the Rooks and Kings team. That is the Hellstrome Abaddon, now at about 70% armor, and that'll just be a buffer. I don't know why the Guardian isn't able to do more for it. I see rep coming in, but it's not enough. These Abaddons running pulse lasers. I saw one of them running conflagration ammo. I don't know why people use conflagration ammo. The faction ammo is really better, especially in fights that have a lot of E-War like this. The tracking disruptors are really rough on that conflag. I don't know if there's any in this fight, but definitely faction is better. He's at about 50% armor now and steadily taking damage. The Guardian's repping him, like I said, but it's not gonna be enough to keep him from continuing to take damage, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like the Rooks and Kings Dominics is actually neuting away, as well as putting out armor rep bots, which is why that Harbinger was able to stay up so long. The Abaddon, though, for Hellstrome in serious trouble. He has about 25% armor left, and it looks like they're all kind of converging at the moment. I've got here the 2 yeah, it looks like all the battle cruisers now sitting on top of those 2 Abaddons.
Yeah, the 2 Abaddons have been flying down towards the Systematic Chaos team. Everyone's basically at 0 on the beacon now, except for the Hellstrome Scorpions and Guardian, which are still back at 30 to 50k range. I see E-War stuff coming off of... Oh, that Abaddon's going down. He's into structure, and we're going to lose him right there. So 1 Abaddon down, that's a huge loss. I think the Rooks and Kings guys are running E-War onto the support for the Hellstrome team. Maybe dampeners, I'm not sure. It looks like they still have locks. Maybe one of the Scorpions doesn't.
Yeah, it does seem so. The heavy armour maintenance bots out for Rooks and Kings, definitely helping their Harbinger keep itself alive. So it looks like they're using that bonus for that, whilst the Dominix is actually using its high slots for neuting. So it's getting to town now on the Hellstrome Guardian. The Guardian in half armour, and it seems to be dropping slowly but surely.
Yeah, he's definitely going down, 50% armor. You know, we've seen a lot of bait logistics. We definitely haven't noticed necessarily in the matches, but in reading some of the threads afterwards, I think people have been using bait logistics ships, and this definitely wasn't one. He was running reps, he was set at range. If he was bait, I would have thought they'd have tried to move him a little closer to the fight, so I don't know why he's had such little effect overall in the fight. Maybe E-War, but I swear, you know, I think he's still repping. No, that's okay. That's rep graphics for the Rooks and Kings team. That Guardian's going down, 50% structure, and we just lost him. So now only an Abaddon and 2 Scorpions left for Hellstrome Alliance.
And the Dummy is currently neuting the last Abaddon for Hellstrome, but they are now shooting at one of the Scorpions. He has no shields left, so I'm not sure if they're going to go for. Yes, he's taking armor damage now as well. So it looks like they're just softening up this Abaddon for later, whilst they take on the Scorpion.
Yeah, now a lot of the DPS for the the Rooks and Kings team has gotten close enough to this support. Once they got close enough to the Guardian, they're right next to the Scorpions as well, which are all sitting in the same little bunch. So this Hurricane and Harbingers and even the Armageddon, I think, is close enough. Now he's running Scorch, but still able to put a lot of damage on the Scorpion, and we're about to lose that first Scorpion. There he goes. So just an Abaddon and a Scorpion left for Hellstrome Alliance. Rooks and Kings doing real well here.
Yeah, the neuting of the Dummy is certainly having an effect on the Abaddon. It's not shooting very often now. It's having difficulty, obviously, firing its guns. No capacitor means no guns. The Scorpion for Hellstrome is in serious trouble, and it looks like I made the wrong call and they are going to lose.
It was dumb of you to make that call. Battle cruisers are clearly the way to win this tournament, but I won't hold it against you. That Scorpion now for Hellstrome, the second Scorpion, about 20% armor, going down pretty rapidly. For some reason, they were able to get some more damage on this Harp for Rooks and Kings. He's at 50% armor, maybe he has been for a while, I don't know. But he's fine, he's getting reps now from the Guardian. So we did just lose that Scorpion. Just the Abaddon left, they'll have to finish off, and he's got that charming big passive tank, which will take a second for them to wear down, but they're all right on top of him. It shouldn't be too long here.
Yeah, he's been constantly neuted by that Dummy for the last 3 or 4 minutes, so he's seriously unable to fire back, and maybe he got a couple of cycles off into that Harbinger, which is why that took some damage, but it's now repped back fully. So it looks like he's now dipping into armour, getting towards half armour already. They're putting down a very large amount of DPS with those battle cruisers, and the Dummy obviously keeping him from being able to fire back, which is a very good tactic.
Yeah, the Newt's really strong for sure. You know, we see other matches with smart bombs and we're kind of like, oh yeah, I see a smart bomb going off, but how much of a difference would a smart bomb made in this fight? If Hellstrome would have brought one of these battleships or something with the smart bomb to clear off this huge swarm of repair drones, it could have made a really massive difference, and same goes the other way. You know, clearing the offensive drones off those assault frigs early or something like that, the smart bomb would have just really changed the tides of this match. That Abaddon now getting into structure, going down, should just be a second or two. Yeah, here he goes. So as he goes down, there he goes. So the match is over, and Rooks and Kings, a real clear win. They didn't lose anything. So good job to them. We'll send it back to Soundwave.